Hey there, this is Wakeangel2K1. I guess I'm doing one more video about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie trailer. Specifically, I gotta address the gottafixfast hashtag. Cause ever since they announced that gottafixfast thing where they're gonna respond to the fans and modify Sonic's design to be a little bit more satisfying to the fans, there's been a whole bunch of artists out there who are mocking up ways that movie Sonic can be made to look for the movie. Lots of different ways. And, you know, that's pretty cool. I myself am not a digital artist, so I can't actually make my own renderings, but I'm going to share my opinions on what the digital rendering should look like, and like, you know, just general, like, how I think this would work. So, yeah, this is the last bit of live recording for this, and I'm gonna cut some pictures and voiceover right now.
Okay, so first, let's talk about the Detective Pikachu movie. I just saw this movie yesterday, and I thought that it was pretty awesome. It looked great. But the thing is, you can't just do what you did with Detective Pikachu to Sonic. That is, they basically took Pikachu's model from the video games and just rendered it with more realistic fur, as they did from any of the other Pokemon. This just wouldn't work for Sonic, because, like, I mean, take a look at Sonic. Alright, I guess this needs to be a little bit more. Let's compare it. Pikachu looks like an animal. Like, he's a creature, you know? So, we're able to get away with more stuff without dipping into the uncanny valley, because he doesn't look like a specific animal, but he looks enough like an animal to read as one. I always kind of thought that Pikachu kind of looked like a guinea pig. The thing is, Sonic doesn't look like a living animal. He looks like a cartoon. That is what he was designed to look like. So, like, he has like big gigantic hands and feet. He has no muscle definition in his arms and legs, and he has an unnaturally large head for his body. Now, you can render a more realistic fur texture onto this, and it can look good. I'm not going to say that it won't. I'm not going to say that this doesn't look good. And you could make a very nice, realistically rendered CGI movie with this look. But you can't make a live-action movie with this look. For this, I'm going to reference the live-action Woody Woodpecker movie that came out fairly recently. Now, Woody Woodpecker was very faithfully recreated in 3D CGI. This does look like a 3D realistic render of the original cartoon character. I'm not going to fault them on that. The problem was, this movie didn't actually get a wide release. I saw it on Netflix, I think, but yeah, it was released on Netflix and DVD here, but it only really got a theatrical release, I think, in Brazil, because it wasn't a very good movie. Now, aside from all the writing problems with the movie, I'm not going to judge it for that, just judging by the way it looked, this kind of had a Who Framed Roger Rabbit situation. We were expected to believe that Woody Woodpecker was an actual living creature that actually existed in the world, but he absolutely did not look like he was part of it. He was a cartoon character flying around the world, ignoring the laws of physics, doing things completely unnatural. There were no other cartoonified animals in the movie. He was by himself, and it just did not read. He was a cartoon character interacting with the world. He was not part of that world. So if you tried to put the realistic rendering fur on Sonic and then stuck him in a live-action movie, you'd get the Woody Woodpecker problem. Of course, we all know that there was one example where a cartoon talking animal was integrated into a live-action movie and looked absolutely like part of it, and that's Rocket Raccoon from the Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers franchise. Yeah, so Rocket looked freaking great. I mean, he actually looks like an actual anthropomorphized raccoon that could realistically be interacting with people. He completely read as a living creature that was part of the world. So I would understand why, when making the live-action Sonic the Hedgehog, you would try to emulate Rocket's design and make a more humanized version of Sonic. But this is the complete opposite of the Woody Woodpecker problem. Now you have a Sonic that, granted, could pass for a living creature in our universe, obeying our laws of physics and all that. He has muscle definition, he has a properly sized torso, But now he doesn't look a thing like Sonic. Like I said, this is the opposite problem. You can have something that looks perfectly like Sonic but doesn't fit in the world, or you can have something that fits in the world better but looks absolutely nothing like Sonic. These are, you know what I always say, the opposite of something bad is not automatically good. So this isn't the right solution either. So of course, the actual solution is going to lie somewhere in between these two things. So one more time, let's take a look at Sonic's original design. As we all know, he has a ridiculously small torso for his body size. I mean, his hands are actually as big as his entire midsection, which, you know, that's just completely physically impossible. Like, how would he be able to get enough air into lungs that must be the size of grapes? His head is super gigantic. The rubber hose arms and legs have absolutely no muscle definition. Like, it's a great cartoon design, but put this in the real world and it would fall apart immediately. So I believe this guy, I don't know who did this because I got this from a random Google search. Apparently it was posted on Twitter or something, and I have no idea who actually put it up. But I think this is actually a pretty good way to go. As you can see, Sonic's proportions aren't quite so human-like here, but they're not completely cartoonified. He has some muscle definition, but not so much that it looks weird. Because you need to have at least some. Plus, his hands and feet are a little bit larger, but not so large that they look like they don't fit. And he made the eyes a bit bigger. I think the eyes could stand to be a little bit bigger. And I also specifically like how this guy remembered to color Sonic's arms in right. It's like we let them get away with it in Sonic Boom, and they think that they can ignore that design element forever. So yeah, like I hope the gottafixfast thing remembers that Sonic has beige arms. And gloves. He needs to be wearing gloves. And one more thing, this design still has shoelaces, and I really don't think that that's the way to go. Not just for the design accuracy, but you know, it's just a speedster thing. When you're a speedster, shoelaces are an absolute hazard. Like somebody once said that with shoelaces, Sonic's gotta trip fast. So yeah, like nix the shoelaces, but aside from that, I think this would be a pretty good design for a movie Sonic. So with that being said, I'm going to open this up to the comments. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me that a design like this would probably be the ideal way for Sonic to look in the movie, or do you have different ideas? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, and please don't just go with they should just have made Sonic an animated movie. Like, we all know Sonic would have been better as a purely animated movie, but that ship has sailed, the movie's made, we're getting live action, so we gotta work with how he would look best in respect to the live action thing. So, yeah, down to comments.